Hi, welcome to my channel. I post videos that help you and your pet live the best life together. So today I just wanted to talk about some summer activities that you might be wanting to do with your dog, or even some road trips that you might be taking your cat on. I know that I have a lot of activities and fun things that I want to take my dog Penny on. So I wanted to just do a little video on some of the safety things that you should know when you're taking your dog out camping or hiking or on trails or on road trips, and just some of the things that you should keep in mind when you're outside in nature and doing these summer activities with your dog or your cat. I also made a blog post about this, so I'll leave the links below so you can check that out. I have a lot more tips on the blog post and some lists for supplies and things that you should take when you're on a road trip with cats, a road trip with dogs, when you're camping with dogs, and when you're hiking with dogs. So be sure to check that out.
When you're out with your dog, going on adventures, or just being outside in the summer, camping or hiking, spending time at the beach or near the water, the weather's a lot warmer and it's fun to enjoy these activities, but there are a few things that you should be aware of. One of the most important things is overheating. You want to make sure that your dog doesn't get too hot and overheat. Some signs of overheating or heat stroke is panting heavily, dry or bright red gums, thicker drool than normal, vomiting, diarrhea, or a loss of balance. If you see those things, you need to move your dog to a cool place right away. Wipe your dog down with a damp rag or drape a cool damp towel over your dog. Pay attention to the inner thighs and the stomach where there are large blood vessels, so keep those cool and keep the pads of the feet cool. Try to get your dog to drink some cool, not cold water, and to drink it slowly. When you're out going on adventures and being outside, you also want to make sure that you know your surroundings and you're aware of where you are and where your dog is. Don't let your dog wander off too far or get too close to any cliffs if you're hiking or in the forest or anything like that. You always want to be aware and in control of your dog. If you need to keep your dog on a leash, then do that. Also remember to take frequent breaks when you're hiking or doing outdoor activities that are strenuous and while it's hot. Try and do these activities more in the morning or in the evening instead of in the midday where it's the hottest part of the day. And if you are doing it when it's very hot, take frequent breaks. Let your dog rest every few minutes, every maybe 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes. Be sure that your dog has access to water at all times. So when I take my dog out, even just to the dog park close to the house, and it's off leash and she's playing fetch and chasing the ball, I notice that in the warmer months she needs water, a lot of water, just from being outside and playing fetch. So make sure that you always have water for your dog to drink, and offer it to your dog quite a bit throughout whatever activity that you're doing. When you're hiking, depending where you are, even if you're on pavement, you should consider paw covers or booties. If the trail's really rocky, you don't want to get your dog's feet sore, or you don't want to burn the soles of your dog's pads from the pavement being too hot. Try to avoid pavement, to go more on grassy areas or shaded areas so that your dog's pads on their feet stay safe. When you're out in nature and in wildlife, there are some dangers that you need to watch out for. These are predatory animals, poisonous wildlife, even campfires. If you're camping with your dog, can be dangerous. Keep an eye on your dog all the time that your dog doesn't get too close to the campfires. You want to be aware of fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, which can cause harm to your dog and are also very annoying and not very comfortable for your dog. Again, the edges of cliffs, or depending where you are, just be aware of your surroundings. Water, even dogs that swim and are comfortable in water, you always need to supervise them and just keep an eye on them and be aware and in control of your dog, because dogs, even when dogs can swim and they've been swimming for years and they love the water, accidents can still happen. They're just like a child. You wouldn't leave a child unsupervised in water. Also be aware of extreme weather. So this could be anything from moving from very hot to very cold, or just being in the sun for a long period of time. When you're out with your dog, it's also important to remember to obey leash laws, take caution around wildlife, and there are certain plants and areas and animals that are protected, so this is why leash laws are often in place. You don't want your dog to disturb any wildlife or any natural animals or plants that are there. Be mindful of the weather. Try to pick times of the day that are best for your dog, and not days that are super hot is not a day that you're going to go on a big hike. And also clean up after your dog. So bring poop bags and clean up after your dog. Don't leave a mess. So when you're out with your dog in a different location with different sounds, smells, and sights, your dog might act differently than your dog normally would in an area that your dog is familiar and comfortable with. So just make sure that you have control of your dog, and don't let your dog off leash or running around if you are not aware of what the environment is and the people that are around and where you are and what you're doing.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and come back for more videos.